Hi, my name is Meg, Student Recruitment Officer here at UA92, and today we're looking at the internet's most searched questions about student finance. Okay, I hope I know the answer to these. Right, what is the difference between a tuition loan and a maintenance loan? Oh my gosh, I get this all the time. So, student finance, when you're applying, you have two separate loans that you can get. So the tuition loan pays for your tuition, so the cost of your course. So this can be a maximum of £9,535 or £11,440 per year if you're doing an accelerated degree. So the tuition loan goes directly to the university. You don't have to do anything. It goes straight to the university and pays for the course. Your maintenance loan is the one that is paid directly to you into your bank account. So it's the cost to maintain you, essentially. So like your accommodation, books, a few nights out, why not? Takeaways, food, probably good decisions there as well. And that's paid directly to you in 3 installments. So that would be September, January and April, although this can vary if you're on later intakes. So it's up to you what you apply for. You can just get the tuition loan if that's what you need, and you can get both. It's entirely up to you and what your situation is. Okay, right, next question. How much maintenance loan can I get at university? Right, I'm getting blue tack everywhere. So how much maintenance loan can I get? This will vary from person to person. So your maintenance loan is something called means tested. So what this means is that they're going to ask you all sorts of different questions about your household income. So that'll be looking, if you're living with your parents, what your parents are earning, and kind of making that calculation that way. The idea behind that is that the higher your household income, the less maintenance loan they'll give you. The idea being that your family will kind of top up that amount, and also being that the lower your household income, the more money the government will give you to try and make it balance out a little bit. This will vary depending on a few different factors of whether you are living at home, if you're living away from home, if you live in London, not in London. So have a look on the internet, have a look on the Student Finance website, and have a look exactly based on you and your situation to get that exact number, because it will vary from person to person. Can't get this up. Right, okay, so next question. How and when do I repay my student loans? Okay, this is a bit that I think freaks everyone out a bit, because we hear the word loan and assume that it's going to be something really awful. In the UK, we have a really lovely system, I think. The idea being that you don't pay a penny of your student loan back until you've reached 2 different criteria. So the first one being that it's the April after you finished your course, so it's a new financial year, and that you're also earning over £25,000 a year before tax. The reason for this is they want to make sure that your loan repayment is always going to be affordable. So you only start paying it back once you've reached both of those thresholds, and you only pay 9% of what is over that threshold. So it sounds a little bit funny, but let's say, just to make it nice and simple, if you're earning £25,100 after tax, you would only pay 9% of the £100 that is over that threshold. So you would pay 9% of £100, £9 a year. In terms of answering the question of how you pay it back, pretty much you personally don't really need to do anything, because it's tracked through your national insurance number. So your employer will do all this for you. It will come out of your payslip, similar to tax and pension. So you don't need to do anything with it. You won't pay it late. You won't forget about it. It just happens automatically. One thing that works really well with this as well is that if you lose your job, or if you end up going back below that threshold, the payments stop automatically to make sure it's affordable. And if you have a lovely promotion as well, it will increase relative to your new wage. So hopefully it should always be manageable, should also be affordable, and is something that you don't really need to faff with. It makes things nice and easy. So next question, am I eligible for student finance? This will vary from person to person. So the best thing that you can do is apply, have a look at the Student Finance website, because this will vary depending on who you are and what your situation is. Main thing will be you will need to be a British or Irish citizen, or at least have settled status. If you have a look on the Student Finance website, there are all sorts of different criteria. Also, you'll need to be under the age of 60 on your first day. So definitely have a look and double check all of this and what applies to you. So next question, how does previous study affect my future funding? Okay, so Student Finance England and Student Finance Wales will typically give you up to 4 years of undergraduate study. So this was really helpful for a few different types of people. So let's say that you're wanting to do a foundation degree, so you do a 3-year degree and a year before it as a foundation, which takes up 4 years. So that would mean that your student finance will cover all of those years. It also is really helpful if, let's say that you started a course, maybe you didn't love it and you transferred to a new one, maybe your life, it just didn't work out properly and you dropped out and you want to start a new course. That way it will give you the 4 years of funding for the first year and then the 3 years of the degree that you stick to. Again, this will vary from person to person, so definitely do have a chat with Student Finance so they can give you proper information on what pertains to you as an individual. Okay, next question. Do I need to reapply for student finance every year? Yes and no. So the first application that you make is going to be a long one. You're going to be sat there for a while, especially if you're applying for the maintenance loan we talked about before. What you will do, so you'll reapply in essence, but not to the same extent. So basically after your first year, Student Finance will reach out to you and basically ask, is everything that we have up to date? Is the situation still the same? If the answer is yes, you just reply, yep, good to go. If your circumstances have changed, they will just ask for a little bit more of that information. So that could be, let's say that there's been changes in your household income. Let's say that somebody lost their job, somebody's been promoted, maybe one of your parents is remarried, something like that. Anything that's going to change the amount of your household income or any information that's really key to your maintenance loan, but you won't be expected to go through the same rigmarole as you did the first time round. So you do need to reapply, but not quite using the same system as you did the first time round, because that would be long. How much maintenance loan can I get at university? Right, so if you're applying for the academic year 25-26, you guys are actually pretty lucky because it's actually gone up. So it sounds bad when a loan goes up, but this is actually really good because it means that you have more money in your pocket. So I'll answer this question with the assumption that you come into UA92, which I hope you will. So if you are living at home with your parents and coming to UA92, the maximum you can get is £8,877 per year. If you are coming to UA92 and you are moving away from home, the maximum you can get is £10,544. Of course, your maintenance loan needs to cover all sorts of different things. It sounds like a lot of money, don't get too giddy. It gets paid in 3 instalments, like we said before, so September, January and April. So you need to make sure that you're budgeting to make sure that you've got money for the rest of the year. So your maintenance loan will need to cover things like your accommodation, travel costs, books, a few nights out. So make sure that you are spending that accordingly. Once again, a maintenance loan is means tested. So that is the absolute maximum that anyone could get, but make sure that you're looking at what the maximum that you can be offered is. So the student loan works in a way that Student Finance will offer you the maximum that they can give you depending on your household income. So let's say that you are offered £10,544. It is actually up to you how much that you want to take. So you have a little bit more freedom with that as well. So your maintenance loan, again, will vary from person to person as it is means tested. And you can also get a bit more money if you're moving to London as well, but have a look online for that. So next question is, where can I find help with my student finance application? A question we get a lot. So anyone that started the student finance application knows there's a lot of questions that usually come up with it. First thing will be, have a chat with your school or college. There probably will be somebody there who's able to help you with it. If it's a question to do with your course or the university or anything like that, give us a call. If you're applying to UA92, we're more than happy to help you with any questions that you might have, especially because we have the multiple intakes. So our students have the luxury of not just starting in September, they can start in November, January, February, April or June as well, which means that that can make things a little bit more tricky. So give us a call, we're more than happy to help with any questions to do with that. Of course, another good source of information for anything student finance related is to call Student Finance. You can have a look on their website and get the phone number or an email address to contact them. They will always be the best people to speak to, especially with any really personal information to do with like your household income and things like that. So if you're really, really not sure and you need some bespoke help with that, Student Finance are the people to call. Next one is, what extra funding is available to me? Okay, great question. So A big thing that I feel like a lot of people aren't tapping into are bursaries and scholarships and grants and things like that. So we at UA92 have a really great bursary called the Make It For Real bursary. It is worth up to £5,000 and it's eligible to any applicant that was on free school meals in their last year of school or college. So it's things just to give you that little bit more support before you start. So things like we'll give you a laptop to use, we'll give you unlimited data because you might not have Wi-Fi at home, we'll give you lunch every day because, you know, free school meals should carry on, not just because you've left college, but uni is probably a time that you'll need it more than any time. We'll also give you a travel pass to use the amazing trams and buses that we've got if you're commuting into uni, and we'll give you £150 towards your pots and pans and bedding things if you're moving into accommodation. Every university will have its own version of this, so definitely have a look on the university websites. You do need to apply directly from the university for most of them, but ours you can apply just through student finance. So just tick that box to say you're on free school meals, we'll verify it, and if you're eligible, it'll be waiting for you on your first day. So yeah, every university will do things a bit differently, but definitely have a look at bursaries and scholarships that are available because you never know what will be available to you. Next question. Okay. So what is the difference between a bursary and a loan? Okay, great question just after that one. So main difference is a bursary is yours to keep. A loan is something that you have to pay back. So same with scholarship. Scholarship is also the same. That is given to you. You do not have to pay that back. If you're really not sure, always ask the question because you don't want to have any nasty surprises. But rule of thumb is typically bursary, a grant and a scholarship are something that is given to you. A loan is something that you will need to pay back. Oh, last question. Oh, I'm sad, this is the last question. Okay, so last question is, of course, how do I apply for student finance? So if you're applying to start university in the academic year 2025 and 2026, student finance applications are officially open. They earlier in March. So have a look now. Main thing to be conscious of is it can take quite a long time, especially to get all the information for your maintenance loan. So I would always recommend sooner rather than later. The deadline of sorts for this is the 31st of May. So when I say deadline, it's more to do with the fact that if you apply after that date, they cannot guarantee that your student finance will be in place for you by the time you start your course. Always will recommend applying sooner rather than later. All you've got to do, literally type in Student Finance England into Google and it probably will be the first one that pops up. It'll be a government website. So yeah, start your student finance application now, I guess. If you are in doubt, so if you're one of the applicants for UA92, if you have any questions, always give us a call, send us an email, whatever support you need, we are here for you. Best of luck with your applications for university, best of luck with your student finance applications, and we will see you very, very soon.